Here comes Hodge, bowls to Bertel. Bertel works this one to the onside. Field is off the long on fence, so immediately off the mark, Nepal. Teddy Bishop picking up there in that long on position. Tosses it back to the wicketkeeper. And it's one for the loss of no wickets. Nepal as Muhammad Asif, the wicketkeeper for Nepal, the opening batter. And of course, one of the members of the likes of many wicketkeepers would have done so. As this one worked through the onside yet again. And fielder comes off that boundary position, misfielded in the process and affording the opportunity for a second run. So 2 off the bat of Asif. And this the first over, 3 for the loss of 1. Nepal. Hodge to Asif, punches into the offside. And there was Hooper trying to get around, but cover was there in the process from the fielder coming in from that mid-off position. And first dot ball for the innings for the Winning Island Volcanoes. Score remains on 3 without loss. Hodge moves his past the umpire now. Bowls to that's Asif, and could only find that short wick. That's fielder coming in from the square leg position into more or less a short mid-wicket position, and avoided any additional run. Total remains at 3 without loss. Asif, and good delivery there from Kavim Hodge. Had an important innings for the Winning Islands Volcanoes, 38 before he ran himself out. And we're now coming now to bowl yet again to Asif. And this one, he was looking to bang that somewhere through the offside, missed it completely, missed by the wicketkeeper. And it's 4 byes being 6. It's 7 without loss. Nepal chasing 197 for victory. Sherman Lewis will come into bowl to Bertel. And races past umpire Butler, and Bertel fans it one outside the off stump. And into the glove of the wicketkeeper there. Now turn at the top of his mark now to come into bowl to Bertel. And this one again rising outside the off stump, and Bertel allowing it to pass through. So a bit of aggression being shown here by Sherman Lewis. Tall, lanky player he is, and just having a chat with his captain there, Melius, as he returns to the top of his mark now, racing out the bowl to Bertel, who's in that upright stance, and delivery that is just came off that inside edge, and luckily for him, didn't strike the stumps in the process. They got a single, and that's 8 for no loss as Lewis this time to bowl to Muhammad Asif, and Asif is flicking that one right, as a matter of fact, breaking a window just below our commentary position. Nice decent flick into the deep backward square leg fence. So there's to be some repair work. Let's see if Sherman Lewis can effect such a repair work for the Winning Islands Volcanoes as he races in now to bowl to Asif, and Asif is forced back, wrapped on that thigh pad, and a stifled appeal coming there from the wicketkeeper, but that was way too high. No alarm there for Asif, and the total remains on 14 for the loss of 1. We're into this, the second over. Volcanoes posting 196. And this is the first of 3 practice games for Nepal as they prepare for the T20 World Cup to be hosted here in the Caribbean. And to those around the region who are following us, good day to you, and to the persons back in Nepal as Sherman Lewiston comes in and bowls to Asif. Asif drives, lovely drive it is, all along the carpet into the long offense, 4 well taken runs, and taking the total now up to 18 for the loss of no wickets, and a nice flowing drive off the bat. He's not out on 2. Hodge shot, and Bertel just works it into the onside. Fielders quickly off the fence there, and just 1 run resulted in the process. 19 now for no loss. So a decent start here by Nepal in this, the 3rd over. And this one he punches into the offside and finds the field in that point position. And no run resulting. That looks like Teddy Bishop who's in that area. And here's Hodge. Punches beautifully. It was a bit uppishly, but wide off of the no loss. This target of 197. Hodge to Asif. And cuts nicely. That's 4 more. Lovely shot. It is. And fairly short there from Kavem Hodge. And Mohamed Asif just rocked back and placed it nicely between that gully and point position into the fence for 4 well taken. Really motoring along. Asif to this delivery and works it nicely off the pads and bringing the whitish long off into play. Picked up and quick return comes in, and as a matter of fact, striking the batter, his opening partner, Bertel. He's not out on 3. And Kavem Hodge having a fairly expensive one thus far, and drives beautifully. And this one might very well get into the fence, and a bit of misfeeling there from Teddy Bishop. Didn't get down, much to the disappointment of Kavem Hodge. Nice on drive there off the bat of Mohamed Asif. He's on to 27. It's 20, make that 33 for no loss after 3 overs. So the Nepal team going at a scoring rate of 11 after the first 3, and matching that of the Windward Islands Volcanoes. That was the same position when the Windward Islands batted first. The only different statistic was that the Windward Islands at this stage, they were 33 for the loss of 1. So we're seeing a change in bowling there from the Windward Island Volcanoes. So Lewis with just a 1 over for 11 runs and being replaced by Redhead, Nicholas Redhead. It's time to come into bowl to Bertel. Over number 4. Bowls to Bertel. Bertel gets one rising outside the off stump and was looking to probably just play that uppercut, then get back onto ball, and it raced through there to the wicketkeeper. Total remains on 31 and into his stride, and we're coming now to bowl to Bertel. And this delivery, yeah, good shot it is. Swings and swings nicely over that deep backward square boundary. And that's a good shot taken there. And Nepal certainly under charge. Racing on to 37, but that's 6 for no loss. Bertel would have been fairly sedate since that shot. And Redhead Jake to go back to his mark and rethink. Turns now. And breaks into that stride. Now to bowl to Bertel, and this delivery punches and punches nicely into that onside position there, and ball is quickly back. And one more added to the Nepalese total. It's now on to 38 for the loss of 1 as the Sunshine and Volcanoes line up. This time to bowl to Asif, and Asif is, well, out caught. Beautiful catch it is. He was third man position, and catch taken there. Nepal losing the first wicket, and a very important wicket of Asif. Going for, I believe, 30. And Nepal, they are 38 for the loss of 1. But a nice, decent catch taken there. And there's Asif making his way back to the dressing room as we have a look at the replay. Wonderfully taken catch. Nepal now 38 for 1, and this is the fourth. So Bertel is not out on 10. I need to face his first delivery. Delivery that's came off the face of the bat down to that short third man position. Total remains now at 40 for the loss of 1 wicket. Lewis, and the now turn comes in now to bowl to Anil Kumar. Kumar to this delivery is beaten outside the off stump. Knew absolutely nothing about that one, and good comeback here from Redhead. That's the end of over number 4, and at the end of it, total is 40. Short cover position, and Lewis now turns to bowl to Bertel, and didn't deliver. Dead ball signal by the umpire. For the loss of 1 as the breeze picks up here at the Park Hill playing field, and Lewis first over from this end comes in now, bowls to Bertel. Bertel tries into the onside, long on, comes off the fence in Teddy Bishop, and return is in. Here is Sherman Lewis. Races in, and this time Kumar looking to punch to the offside. Didn't get any batter on the ball, and that one went comfortably into the keeper's gloves. So we're into this the 5th over, 41 on the board, 197 the target. Lewis looking to pick up that wicket for the Windward Islands. Bowls to Kumar. Kumar's nice shot. Well guided off the hip and into that fine leg fence. 4 runs, and taking his tally striker's end as Lewis pumps and comes in out the bowl and wraps him on the pad. Is a loud appeal, but that one looks as if it was somewhere down the leg side, and Kumar fights on quite naturally. Anil Kumar and takes a couple steps down, and held back there by Lewis. Saw the bat advancing and decided just to pull back a bit And in the end, he had no choice but just to punch it into the offside. And getting a single in the process. He's on to 5, total now up to 46 with a loss of 1. So 151 required as we enter the 5th over. 15 to go after this one. So they required a run rate just over 10 runs required here over from this Nepalese team. And Sherman Lewis comes in now. This time to Bertel. And Bertel drives. Lovely. Fielder coming around. And return coming in. And with another 15 to go. Exactly 10 runs per over required. 150. The total required by this Nepal team to earn victory in this, the first practice game here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where they're taking on the Windward Islands Volcanoes. And it's a Volcanoes team certainly packed with a lot of talent. Sunil Lambris not with the outfits. Understand that he's injured. And nonetheless, get as close as possible. Quite naturally surpass the total. Here comes Redhead now to bowl to Bertel. Bertel gets one right up, and that was a possible. He's not out on 12. Total is on 47 for the loss of 1 as Redhead comes in once again. And this delivery is shots and good shots. That's 6 uppercuts over third man and Redhead races in. And this delivery driving high, hard is gonna get pretty close to the fence. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, and I believe that's 4 runs. It is 4 runs. So Bertel is on to 22. Redhead comes in. And this one again, good shots. Under it, over the third man fence for 6 more. So it's becoming quite an expensive over here from Redhead. Captain Melius so going and having a quick chat with the Redhead, tapping him on the back. But the attack is definitely on here from this Nepal team. They're now 63 for 1. And this is the 6th over, maintaining that 10 runs per over. And Redhead, at this point in time, needs to have a settled head, as he will now, well, a boss's run as the batter was certainly not ready. There's some field changing that is taking place. Fielder going right back on that deep backward point boundary. There's a point. Cover, mid-off, mid-on, as Redhead comes it on. Bowls to Bertel, drives down to mid-on, and quickly taken single. It is. And one more to the total, 64 for the loss of 1 wicket. And since the departure of Asif, who was quite aggressive, Bertel certainly taking up the challenge here for Nepal. Redhead turns at the top of his mark and breaks into stride. Comes in. This time bowls to Kumari's bowl him. Slow delivery it is. He played all over it. And good comeback there from Redhead, deceiving the batsman in the process. And he was certainly bamboozled, as we said. Loss of wicket number 2 there for Nepal is 64 for 2. And quite a nice, decent delivery there from Nicholas Redhead. He got a few sticks early on in the over, some big heaves from the bat of Bertel, and in the end, with a settled head, if you can say that, deceiving Kumar and bowling him in the process with a slow delivery. It's 64 for the loss of 2. Nepal chasing a target of 197. So, any batsman coming to the crease. And I believe that's Captain Rohit Kumar, it is, yes. Captain coming to the crease. 64 for the loss of 2 wickets. And Larry Edward comes in now to bowl to Bertel. Bertel punches this into the offside. Fielder comes in from that extra cover position, picking it up. And one more to the total. So Captain Rohit Kumar is going to take his first strike. Edwards goes to hold him. Beauty. Rohit completely beaten, bamboozled. And Nepal has lost the 3rd wicket, a very important wicket in the captain. Rohit Kumar forced back, one that kept low, and lost his stumps in the process. It's a 65 for the loss of 3, and certainly the Windward Island Volcanoes, after some early blows off the bat of Bertel and Asif, pulling things back in this the 7th over. It's now 65 for the loss of 3 as we have a look. So Jura to join Bertel. Kushal Bertel settles as Edwards moves between the umpire and the stumps. And this one wraps on the pad. Is a lot of appeal and it's out. LBW. Larry Edwards picking up his 2nd wicket in 2 balls. And much to the amusement of the spectators present here at the Park Hill playing field, the Volcanoes with 2 quick wickets at 65 for 4. And Nepal certainly in a bit of a bother. They've lost the captain, Rohit, with 1 delivery. And there we see Jura, also 1 delivery. And 2 wickets and 2 balls. He's on a hat trick. Tall player he is. Gulshan Kumar, the new batsman, to join Kushal Bertel. Numbers position. Lead mid-wicket as Edwards comes in now and bowls to Gulshan. Gulshan is right in behind this one, avoiding the hat-trick. And importantly, no further loss for Nepal. Score now 65 for the loss of 4 in the 7th over. Larry Edwards comes in now to bowl to Gulshan. Gulshan is back on across and plays it into the offside. Point comes into play and gets the ball quickly back into the keeper's gloves. Total remains at 65 for 4. Larry Edward into Gulshan, and Gulshan works this into the onside. the
eighth over.
As Descartes, medium pacer, comes in now, bowls to Bertel, wraps him on the tie pad. He's looking to work it through the onside. Then gets to the pitch of it, so to speak, and rattled on that from Asif. And Bertel has certainly shown that he can do it when required, as Descartes now comes in now, bowls to Bertel. Bertel drives down to mid-off. Fielders quickly onto it, averts a single, and good cricket there by the Windward Islands.
He would want to finish very strong. I think Windwards would like to have a pretty decent over here to just put some pressure more on Nepal.
Well, let's see what happens with this delivery. Descartes ends, bowls, Bertel works it into the, well, he's looking to probably get that into the point region. And right arm medium bowls and works into the onside. Mid wicket is off the boundary, and a good return coming into the gloves of the keeper there.
There was Hodge
position, bringing him off the fence, and now pushing back the long on. So here comes Descartes now to bowl to Gushal, and this one beats him outside the off stump. The end of a wonderful over there from Descartes.
Extremely good over, just giving away a single, and you can see good carry to the keeper. Certainly the surface. So left arm in bowls, but it goes back. So that bobbles back to the bowler. There's no run, so things are kept very tight indeed. Larry Edwards, Windwards, bowls. Again, he goes back and he hits it in the air down to long on, who comes off the boundary, keeps it down to a single, and the total goes on to 67. So runs now down to a trickle, and bright sunshine here at the Park Hill playing field. Lovely conditions, nice cooling breeze blowing across the ground. One can see the flags fluttering in the breeze, and the left-handed batter Golbin comes in, he flashes at that, misses outside the off stump, taken cleanly by the keeper standing up, and there is no run. So Edwards keeping things rather tight. Yes, he's in with fourth delivery. He goes back, bangs it out to backward point, knocked down there by the man at backward point. They go through for a single. Total now on to 6. As Bertil comes back into strike. Edwards between the umpire and the stumps. He goes back. Edwards fields to his own bowling, and there is no run. So just 2 runs so far in this over, Anthony, with just a single delivery remaining.
Yes, and really and truly the Windward Islands has pulled it back nicely, really putting a grip on the...
And that's a Yorker length, he digs it out. Well bowled.
Yes, putting a halt on the...
And he's driving in the air, short of the man at mid-off. Return comes in, tame return really. And what first looks rather suicidal, in the end got in very safe, nicely, but I think was a weak return to Descartes, allowing the batter to get in. So Descartes comes into Bertil, who is flashing that down to third man, beats third man on the bounce for 4.
Well, when you go at it
on the bounce, and it went flying past third man and into the fence. And his good delivery, and he has to defend. Extra cover covering grounds. Feels well. There is no run. And Descartes, with a smile, seemed to be enjoying his work. Had a very good first over. Tightened some screws on Nepal's batting. 73 for 4. We are now in over number 10. And he's swinging at that high in the air. Fine leg is coming wrong. Will he catch it? No, he clears the fence for 6. Top edge. And a small ground. Asif Hooper was looking to get underneath it.
He's on to 42.
So here is Descartes. He's down the track and he's lifting that high and hard. That would clear defense. This is another 6. Huge hit.
So Bertel now deciding that I'm going to take it to the bowlers, and he's throwing the kitchen sink more or less, but playing some good constructive shots in the process.
Was gone for some runs in this over. And here he is. Good delivery, guys. It's out to backward point. Melius has a throw, misses, and had that struck, he would have been gone by the mile.
Without a doubt, he was way out. But Melius, unfortunately, wasn't able to get ball onto stumps, and one more run added in the process.
So a pretty fruitful over indeed there for Nepal. I think some 17 or so runs coming in that over. So 86 for 4 at the completion of 10. If my math serves me right, 8.6 runs and over.
Well, there's just about 111 to go, so they have to go 11 plus.
Yeah, 111 for 10. And so Larry Edwards.
He's had a good spell, Edwards. Let's see if he can certainly sustain that. And now receiving the ball there from Sherman Lewis as the sun is once again out in all of its glory, Charlo.
Yes, a wonderful full day here at the Park Hill playing field, and Edwards would go between the umpire and the stumps. And one must say a much appreciative crowd here at Park Hill as usual. Not a very large crowd, being a working day and a school day as well.
Yes.
But there are those diehards who are here. And Portil drives square, beats Melius. Backward point has some run to do. Hodge knocks it down and keeps it down to 2. So good work by Hodge on the boundary and saving his team 2 runs. The total goes on to 88, and we are in over number 11.
Well, Charlo, we've been joined in the commentary position by a gentleman named Sean Rose. He's not contributing, he's only adding to our hunger. Well, the fact that he's eating some rice and peas and stew chicken.
Well, I really refuse to talk about it because I think he has done it for spite. Here he says working it down to deep mid-wicket, who comes off the boundary. Keeps it down to a single. The total goes on to 89. 89 for 4 in over number 11. So the turning over of the strike that we spoke about earlier, and the left-hander, Gulshan comes into strike. And he swings off the top edge, diving effort there. I think he just dropping short, but I think he was a late move by the field at short third man. He was looking to swing that somewhere over mid-wicket, got a leading edge, and fell just short of a diving fielder there at short third man. And there is no run.
So Larry Edwards continued to put problems to these Nepalese batsmen.
This time he swings high in the air. Someone is getting underneath it. Melius is settling. He takes it. And again we see Gulbin looking to go deep mid-wicket. Got a leading edge. Melius at short extra cover, covering some grounds to mid-off, and took a comfortable catch. Nepal now 89 for 5.
89 for 5. And yes, it's just the fact that Larry Edwards continued to bowl that good maintaining line, so to speak, and placing a lot of pressure on the batter Gulshan. He had that attempt, the ball before, certainly, and this time he was looking to go straight.
Larry Edwards, who has been among the wickets, I think that's his third in, and he's working that out to mid-wicket, who comes off the boundary. He will keep it down to a single, and the total now goes on to 90. It's 90 for 5, over number 11 in progress. And we see Asif Hooper doing a bit of warming up. So perhaps we're going to see the left-arm orthodox coming in at that northern end at the completion of over number 11. So Bertil, just Melius doing some adjustments. Bertil just pulls away. Now he settles. A big gap, a real open stance. A good delivery. Drops it and runs it out to backward point. He gets a single. And a poor piece of work by Captain Melius, giving away extra run. And the total now goes on to 92.
Should really have held on to that one, Melius, because Edwards was nowhere close to the stumps. He went for the stumps and missed it completely. And as you said, just giving up an easy additional run to the Nepalese team. 92 for the loss of 5.
So 92 for 5 at the completion of over number 11. So Hooper, like Edwards, would go between umpire and the stumps.
So this time he'll come into bowl to Irie, and delivery as a shot works into that backward point position. And Melius, the captain, is there. Didn't pick up initially, but did enough to avoid the run. Total remains at 95, make that 92 for the loss of 5. Asif Fupa, who is really, on local terms, a T20 specialist. And this one driven into the point here again, and again Melius not holding on to it, and this time
giving away a single.
Yes. So one more to the total, one more to Irie. Bertel now comes in to take strike. Facing up now to Asif Hooper. This delivery is banged the square of the wickets, and that's going to get into the fence. That's 4 more runs. Good shot there from Bertel.
I think he waited on it, played it late, and bisecting the third man and backward point, and it raced away and down to the fence for 4. Well played indeed there by Bertil.
Without a doubt, he's certainly leading the charge here for Nepal. And he goes on to 58. This is an area of strength for Bertel, as Hooper now comes in now. And Bertel now looking to work this one off the pad. I believe it would have struck him on that thigh pad. Let's wait for the signal. And yes, it is a leg by.
So, leg by. Total now on to 98. And they see umpire Butler indicating 2 legal deliveries remaining in the over.
Hooper this time to Irie, and outside the off stump, fans at it. Didn't get any bats onto the ball. Luckily for him, an edge would have meant him walking back to the pavilion. Such is not the case, as Hooper comes in now to bowl to Irie. Irie, good shot, works it into the onside. The long on comes in Captain Hodge, and one more. So Larry Edward, he's had a decent game. Had a fairly good innings for the Winning Islands. Comes in down, bowls to Bertel, and fans it one outside the off stump. Missed it completely into the gloves of the wicketkeeper.
Good take by the keeper. A bouncing delivery, and he rode it well and took it very cleanly. Very talented individual in Dylan Douglas.
Bertel to this one, looking to hoik it some over mid-wicket. Didn't get any bat onto the ball. It thumped into his pad. There was a loud appeal, but the umpire not interested.
So Douglas, he also bowls some off spin. Very talented individual, doing some wicket keeping now.
This delivery is hit high and hard over cover, and almost into our scoring position here. And 6 well-taken runs.
Into our scoring position. And you can see a few persons had to take a bit of evasive action. And so 6 so to Bertil. He goes on to 64, 106.
He's really showing his class here at Park Hill. Kushal Bertel. Edwards comes in. Outside the off stump, and this one fanned it, got an edge, raced into the third man position. 4 more runs.
Well, the third man was a bit wide. He got a top the moment.
Edwards may have different thoughts. To this delivery, Bertel is wrapped on the pad, looking to work it into the onside. He was stretching there. The end of the over, a mixed over there for Larry Edward, but very importantly, picking up 3 wickets for the Volcanoes. and certainly keeping them in the hunt.
Definitely, and so his spell comes to an end. It's 110. Let's see, 110 for 5 at the completion of over number 13. So 7 overs to go, and the Windwards would want to ensure that this partnership is broken, because Bertil seemed to be stepping on the gas, really increasing the tempo, so to speak. And if once he remains, so there's still 12.42.
Now comes in, bowls to Airy. Was looking to punch that through the offside, but came off, I believe, the inside edge of the bats.
And bounced over the stumps, actually. And you can see keeper Douglas holding his head, perhaps saying, how did that miss?
Well, gods were with him as Hooper to Airy once again. This time he works it nicely off the pads into that short mid-wicket position, Hodges off the fence, and 1 run in the process.
112 for 5.
Quick conversation between bowler and keeper, Hooper and Douglas. Maybe something that Douglas would have seen, and just indicating such to Asif Hooper, who mops his brow, and Irie now gets back into his wicket, settles, and to this delivery, drives. Long off is off the boundary, and back for the second.
That was not timed as well as he wanted.
And there we see Irie coming down the wicket, but pulling back on his length there was Asif Hooper, and stifling whatever effort Irie had intended. 1 run in the process.
115 the total now, and Bertil, who is on 69, comes into strike.
So they've been knocking around Asif Hooper, getting the single here and there, the occasional 2, and very importantly keeping that scoreboard ticking. Hooper comes in out to bowl to Irie. Irie drives down to that cover region. Fielder picked it up and tosses it back, and in the end it's just a
keeps it down to a single. So at the end of over number 40,
we're now prepared to come into bowl to Irie. The delivery that is short and is banged. I think he was looking to go more mid-wicket there,
yes,
than anything else.
He was more tugged that down too long on, and he got a single. The total goes on to 118.
Hodge now to Bertil.
He's bowled him.
Well, he has knocked it down the stumps.
He's bowled him. Chopped it into his off stump. And you can see the dejection on the part of Bertil. He was not short enough for that shot. He went back and it was too close. Got the bottom edge into the stumps. And he has to make his way back to the pavilion and celebration in the Windward's cap.
Well, that's the wicket they wanted, because certainly Bertil was really and truly having a fantastic
It was by Kabim Hodge. He's a seasoned campaigner, one who came through the ranks of the under-19. Can recall up to 2000.
It is. Bowls. Works it nicely to that short third man position, and the 1 run will result. Sompal Kami. So we have 2 new batters at the crease. One, Irie plays it down to long off, and fielder picks up. 1 more run resulting.
It's now 120 for 6 in over number 15. And they really have some beautiful sunshine here at Park Hill.
Beautiful sunshine. Ball outside the off stump, knocked into the offside, and the fielder in that cover position comes around, picking it up. So Asif Hooper It's time to bowl to Irie. At 45 on the back of his. Hooper to Irie. Irie drives down to long off. And fielders down there picking it up now. Restricting the batters just to a single. Quick
to go over the top.
Here he is down to Sompal. Sompal drives uppishly. Once again, this Carter comes into play. And again, another single added to the Nepal total.
So 124. 124 for 6. And we are in over number 16.
Asif Hooper. Outside the off stump, and this time it's into the cover, deep cover position. And again, yet another single. The single
doing, looking to bowl full, not allowing the batter to get underneath the delivery.
This one, Sompal goes square the wicket. Lovely shot. That's 4. Well struck there from Sompal. Ball just outside the off stump, and he got back into the ball.
Low full toss, and he made full use of it.
Full use of it.
It had the width, and he just square drove it.
So Asif Hooper comes in once again to bowl to Sompal. A delivery that he was looking to, well, getting it pretty close to the fence, and they'll pick up 2 here. I don't think that was his initial intention, and there we see a bit of a scrappy work. 130.
130.
For the loss of 6. Hooper to Sompal. Nice deft shot, shot, third man. And the throw was quickly in, but so too was Irie. He was very quick between the wickets there, Irie.
Bit offline as well, so keeper Douglas had to cover a bit of grounds, and certainly Irie was not under any threat whatsoever.
Well, as Hooper goes right back on that cover boundary, comes in now, shot, and hit square of the wicket. Hooper comes around but can get there in time. Good shot off the bat there, Sompal.
Certainly gave him the width, and he really square cut that with some power. As if Hooper on the backward point boundary had no chance, as it went across the ropes in a very quick time, and the total goes on to 135.
Let's see what Sompal does with this one. And he's wrapped in the pad. It's too far down the wicket. There was an appeal, but certainly that was not going to be called out. And there we see a couple of mistakes in the field.
Again, and Captain Melius as guilty as ever. 37 for 6. So both batters are now on 14.
This one down to third man, picked up there, and one more added.
So 138 for 6. And Sompal goes on to 15.
Hodge, this time to Irie. And Irie hit on high, hard. This is going to go into the banana field somewhere over there. That's 6 well-taken runs off the bat of Irie.
That's a good hit. It was in the slot. He got underneath it and he swung it over wide long on. And it went 15.
Hodge to Irie. And good shot. Down to that long off position. Fielders there picking it up. And they were looking for the second. But he was very aggressive there, Sherman Lewis.
Good piece of work by Lewis. Yes. He knocked it down. That had some power on it. He was traveling. He knocked it down and he recovered very quickly, and the return came in very, very sharp. They were looking for 2 and then had to scamper back to their respective creases.
Delivery outside the off stump, and it's punched into the cover region. Fielded down there in Asif Hooper. And in that deep cover position, tosses it back to wicketkeeper Douglas. And I believe that
Campbell, who's on 16. Area at the non-strikers and on 21.
Well, there you saw an opportunity. going a begging.
Certainly at this level, that should have been an easy to catch.
Without a doubt.
But certainly really made a meat of it. And in the end, the batters got 2 runs. So 148 for 6.
Hooper to Sampal. Sampal is beaten outside the off stump. And Dylan Douglas had he moved. Douglas was there just waiting to whip the bills off.
Definitely. Good take by Douglas.
Hooper. Sampal this time. Short third man comes into play. And this might very well.
I think he made his ground. I think Airy is very quick over ground.
He is very quick.
And he got in, but one can see that Sampal favors that shot.
Yes.
And I think what the batters need to do is to bring it a bit closer to him because he chopped it onto his thumbs.
So the diminutive Airy settles as Hooper comes in now. And a delivery which he hits high and hard.
That's gone. I think that would have to find a replacement.
That's into the lands behind the Sparkle playing field.
Into the hills. And I think Asif Hooper is being watched by his mother as well, who is in the pavilion.
Wonderful.
Randy.
Put down by Hooper.
Shut it.
And well, maybe because he said that his mother was here.
Well, I think he flighted that delivery. You can see Airy looking to go hard. It didn't time it, and Hooper, I think he deceived. He was anticipating he was coming back a little quicker to him. Didn't come back with the poise that he anticipated, and he bobbled it.
Quite unfortunate. He comes in once again now, this time to Sampal. And Sampal looking to heave this one. Ball down the leg side. And getting close to that fine leg boundary. Might very well have taken the pad in the process. Let's see. There's no indication.
Edge.
Well,
no signal.
Continue. It's time to bowl to Irie. Hoiks this one high and hard over the bowler's head. That's 6 well-taken runs.
Low full toss. And he just
walked into it, yeah. So, 19 required for over. There's 6 off the first ball.
It's pressure on the bowler.
Without a doubt. And Hooper in the process was having a quick word there with Sherman Lewis. Simply might be saying to him, well, please keep a calm head. And you can't bowl those low full tosses. You're going to certainly feel the pain off the bat of Irie.
165 for 6. 11 deliveries remaining, 32 required.
Goes to Irie. Irie hoiks this one for another 6.
Again, he got the width and he threw everything at it and it went sailing over backward point for 6.
In local parlance, he's really doing an Irie job for Nepal. As you say, saw there a while ago, Lewis breaking his run.
He was looking, I think, for the Yorker, but he not getting it right. And the diminutive Irie really threw the bat at it.
So here comes Sherman Lewis to Irie. And this one, he swings at it. It comes off the upper arm. There was Sampal looking for the single. Didn't happen. And a dot ball resulting.
Exactly. And so he realized that the first 2 deliveries, they were full. He was dispatched over the fence for 6. And this time he went short. And got a dot ball in the process. But Airy was looking for that hook shot, but I think it was onto him much quicker than he anticipated.
So Lewis trudges back to his mark as the Nepal physio makes his way off. He came in to have a quick look at Irie, but all is okay. And Sherman Lewis, as Asif Hooper just have a quick word with him, and he now breaks into his stride now to bowl to Irie. Irie fans at one outside the off stump and into the glove.
In that width to through the bat, he can fly off the outside edge and land somewhere.
This delivery is so wide, and he put a lot of effort into that one. Maybe
a grunt from the bowler.
He overextended himself there, and it's 172 now for the loss of 6. 25 required from 8.
25 from 8.
Sherman Lewis, certainly a hard worker, and now turn at the top of his mark. He's, since those first deliveries, 2 deliveries, he's pulled it back somewhat, comes in now and bowls to Irie. Irie fans at one outside the off stump, and it's another wide being signaled. So
2 wides, and that could be very hurtful to the bowling team.
So it's down now to 3 runs per ball. 24 required from 8 deliveries. Exactly 3 runs per ball required from Nepal to win this one. And Irie, he's on 40 not outs. 21 to Sampal, as Sherman Lewis now moves past the umpire, and Irie hits this one. It's gonna go high and over the fence. That's 6 runs. Irie now takes up his batting position as Lewis bowls. And this one is high, over, long off. That's a wonderful shot. That's 6 more.
And that's his 50.
That's his 50. Marvelous innings there from Irie.
He goes on to 52, and really a pour over on the part of Lewis. Some 26 runs coming in that over. 4 sixes, 2 wides.
Settle in that extra cover position, it looks like, as Redhead now will come past umpire Butler. Sampal to this delivery is hiking this one high, and that's gone.
No.
Is it? It is.
Yes, it is.
Over the cover position for 6.
So 5 deliveries remaining, 6 runs needed, and really the pressure is on the windwards.
Definitely on the Windward Islands. And nonetheless, comes in out of bowl to Sampal. And this one, he just taps it over the head of the point player, fielder, sorry. And he'll come back for the second. And that was all intentional.
Well, he was deceived with the pace. I think it was a slower delivery, but he got his bat and he got it over the backward point in Melius. And they got 2 runs. So 193, 4 runs needed, 4 deliveries.
4 deliveries to go. Sampal the batter. Redhead turns now as he receives the ball from Asif Hooper. 1 shot can make it happen here for Nepal.
There's a very good partnership between these 2 here for Nepal.
Goes to Sampal. Sampal pulls.
And that's it.
That's a victory there for Nepal.